Hey, it's the Michigan Mayor here. I'm back playing Victoria 3 on my episode 4, and we're gonna get in here. Last time I played, I had all my pop-ups appear for the Morgenröte mod, so we can go through all these pop-ups and see all the different things that have changed in our nation. Alright, so, uh, I'm kind of gonna read and kind of not. I'm not gonna read these bottom parts really, because they're just like encyclopedia things. So the first pop-up we have is the birth of Expressionism. Our capital, Detroit, is developing into the center of Expressionist style of art. And here's that picture, that painting where that guy is screaming. I think everyone's seen that. So in my game here, the guy who painted that lives in Detroit. The birth of Egyptology. After an expedition to Egypt, Dr. Arthur presented his research. Not only was he able to find various new sites thanks to the decipherment of the hieroglyphics, his findings sparked new interest in the region as well. Alright, so my guy, Dr. Arthur, I'm going to go through and close these so we could look around. Dr. Arthur. My Egyptologist. Archaeologist. Hit Dr. Arthur. Alright, cool. Here he is. He's an authoritarian militant. Oh, man. Alright, so the next thing here. Spemica Lava Thawakilla and Son. So it looks like this guy here has founded our country's first tourism company. He's laid the foundations for the first local industry. The income is minimal, but the more interesting a country is, the more guests it can hope for. So it looks like I have +7 income tax, and I wonder if this is going to make it so pops don't just move. Maybe they can go on vacations. I don't know, that's kind of cool. Spread of the steel frame in construction. So it looks like this engineer, let's see, the invention of the steel frame building was not the work of one person alone. It was a slow process. However, this guy, a well-known engineer, drives the spread of the innovation by constructing buildings of remarkable strength that reach heights of never before. So this guy started building skyscrapers. Good. A radiant element. Radium. So it looks like my chemist has discovered radium. If I click on the science tab, we can go here and we can see my chemist, my elements, and here's the list of elements, their number on the periodic chart, whether they've been isolated or discovered or described, who theorized it, who discovered it, who isolated it, and what year. So on the bottom we have radium, element 88, theorized by Michigan, discovered by Michigan, isolated in Michigan in 1736. So that's what all that means. So here we have our doctor, Dr. Eaton, by effectively examining the quinine from the tree. Dr. Eaton has invented a treatment method that helps against malaria. So this guy is fighting the good fight, a valuable medicine. Gained 60 academic progress. He's a true hero. Okay, next thing. Fraunhofer lines. For a long time, the reason for the thin black lines in the sun's spectrum have been up for speculation. So our scientist here has finally found the reason for them. Specific chemical elements cause those lines to appear. This offers a way to find out what elements are present on stars. So now we can go into our astronomer here. I'm not sure if we can discover new stars or not. Maybe. I know we can discover new planets. I'm just not sure if we can. We'll find out. We're going to find out. If I can even get there. Yeah, here he is, astronomer. Yeah. We get planets, satellites, great comets, meteorites, astronomical objects, and moon photos. Awesome. So the next event is the inauguration of the Natural History Museum. Professor Sedgwick has formally inaugurated the Natural History Museum, dedicated to the advancement of natural philosophy and evolution. Those are basically these windows that we've been opening up here. Natural History Museum. Can I visit the museum? Not yet. Medical and nursing knowledge. Here's Dr. Eaton again. He's doing a lot over here. He reminds us that less qualified personnel are sometimes of great use as nurses for the many victims of the battlefield, and advocates for the increased use of women as nurses. All right, so this guy says women should start to work as nurses. That's great. Right now, our law on women is traditional family. So the next step is to property the women. The next step is to not have them be property and let them work. And then the final step is female equality through the universal suffrage. So this is where we want to be, down here. And we're way down into the dark ages. All right, we're no longer tomb raiders. This guy has found various human bodies in a cave, but unlike other anthropologists, he didn't just take the bones, but instead meticulously recorded the circumstances of his findings. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. A new age of archaeology. So here's kind of the same deal going on with this guy. Let's see, Dr. Arthur. Dr. Arthur used new archaeological methods to uncover many details from the ancient Mesopotamian village. Using stratigraphy and the three-age system, as well as documenting his findings, marks a new age in archaeology. So this guy has ushered in a new archaeological age. So civilized. So as we go around the world, we can find different artifacts. We can collect them into our museum. It looks like we just got 5 Mesopotamian artifacts. Yeah. All right, the next one. This is just the regular one from the base game. It says the first heavier than air flight has been achieved. This technology will pave the way for the future of aviation. So the Wright brothers have flown their first airplane. Dispersal of the sick. Dr. Hasenben is credited with developing a modern system for sorting the sick and wounded according to the severity of their injuries, thereby increasing the patient's chance of survival. All right, so my doctors are starting to get smarter. Sounds like a step in the right direction. So, next event, the first telegram. So Mr. Misoisi sent the first message via an electric telegram using an alphabet that he invented. The test was a complete success. So we got the telegrams going. And the date, too, is December 9th, 1736. I should have mentioned that earlier. We're almost to 37, so this December is a big time in our nation's history. Pedals on the pavement. Today is the day that we release the first bike. You know, all this stuff fires on December 9th, and we can kind of say maybe we did all these things in preparation for Christmas, right? We released bicycles, so now our families can buy bicycles for Christmas. New invention has appeared on the boulevards. A two-wheeled contraption powered by pedals attached directly to the front wheel. It's called a velocipede. All right, so it's not a bicycle, it's a velocipede. We don't have bikes yet. Let's see the button. In amusing fashion, I get some prestige and formation speed. The first vaccine. Our doctor made a groundbreaking invention using a new process, vaccination. He succeeded in inventing an effective means of protection against dreaded smallpox. This guy just keeps being a hero. Over and over again, doing heroic things. Okay, now we have a national anthem. With the growing national feeling among our people, the desire for a national anthem that properly represents the ruler, the country, and the people is now growing, not only among intellectuals, but among the broader sections of the ordinary population. So this button here says, we'll take care of that later. So I do think that a national anthem is going to pop up at some point. Maybe after I click it and then hit play, it'll pop up and it'll tell us what our anthem is. And I can read it out. The birth of Art Nouveau. Our capital, Detroit, is developing into a center of the Art Nouveau style of art. Mostly in connection with Italy, also Liberty is an art historical epoch at the turn of the 19th to 20th century. Style Liberty. Is that? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Style Liberty. Currents that can be assigned to Art Nouveau are the Reform style, the Succession style, the Modernism in Catatola, in Switzerland style, Sapien, and in the USA Tiffany style. I don't know what any of that means. That's just all nothing to me. So this guy here, Hazen Schneck. He's the dynamics of earthquakes. So this guy has attracted international attention today because he has revolutionized previous knowledge of the aspect of genealogy with his book about earthquakes. Words he coined such as epicenter and seismology have already found their way into science. Alright, this guy is doing pretty good. The next one here is an explosive business. So this guy, he researched an improved explosive in his experiments with nitroglycerin and literally has resounding success. The chemist has patented his invention and is producing it on a trial basis in his own factory. Good job, buddy. So our scientist here, Misosi, has determined the distance of 61 Cygni to be 11.4 light years away. So earlier, that pop-up that we opened about stars, I think this guy used that to find this star and see how far away it was. In one fell swoop, the universe has become much bigger. Using the parallax of 61 Cygni, he has determined the distance of the star to be 11.4 light years. This technique will allow huge progress to the study of the universe. A great day for astronomy. And it looks like we got 10 astronomical objects. 10 out of 10. Maybe I can trade these in for something. It doesn't make sense to have 10 out of 10. I thought there was maybe 100 or something. The origin of species. With the publication of a revolutionary treatise, Professor Whiteman has presented a bold new theory that seeks to explain the very origin of species through natural processes. So it's not Darwin in our world here, it's Whitman, George Whitman. He's taken Darwin's place. A theory to reshape the natural sciences. Yep, that's the one we're going to pick. All right, next one says railway time. The emergence of new technologies has not only changed people's sense of time, but it's also highlighted its limitations. With the advent of railways and telegraphs, people are becoming increasingly aware that time is not the same everywhere. Time is made by railway companies and telegraph stations? Question mark? Ooh. Let's see. I lose no standard time, and I get railway time. -1% bureaucracy, -3% trade advantage. So maybe there's another step past railway time. Clock time. The birth of Impressionism. Our capital, Detroit, is developing the center of Impressionist art style. Yeah, so here's more art stuff. Impressionism. It impresses people with art. Just a different category of patience. Here's Dr. Eaton again. He sent an urgent letter to the government today. In it, he criticizes the treatment of mentally ill people and advocates treating them as patients who deserve better treatment, and not as antisocial people who need to be excluded from society. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with this guy. I think he's onto something here. The birth of microbiology. A new study is causing a stir in the biological and medical communities. Its author, Dr. Johnson, has made new discoveries about the bacteria that could change the view of our world. So I could either get 500 microorganisms or advanced germ theory by 10 pieces of evidence. I'm going to advance germ theory. And if I go to my science here, click on, let's see, the Scientific Society, and I visit scientific theorems. Is it in here? No. Alright. Next event. The future of aeronautics. With the future development of aeronautical technology and the development of civil aviations, the question arises as to whether our nation wants to invest in developing airplanes or airships. Airplanes give us +1 production research speed. Airships give us 1% society research speed. I think I'm going to go for airships. We have airplanes. Airplanes were decided in real life. Yeah, I'm going for airships. We're going to focus on those. There's 2 more events left. The first one is our race car driver, Misosi. I think he's Misosi. He invented the first automobile with a combustion engine. Okay, so if we look at this guy at the racetrack, I should be able to... anyway, today he drove an automobile with an internal combustion engine all the way from Ohio to West Virginia. He drove 16 kilometers an hour. 16 kilometers an hour? That's a murderously dangerous speed. A vroom. So he drove from Ohio to West Virginia for the first time in history in 1736 here in our world building project. And the last one here, the birth of Egyptology. I thought I read this. These find various new sites thanks to the Department of Hieroglyphics. Yeah. So now all our events are done. Good, good. Now I can hit play. Well, there's still some things on the top here, so let me look at this. Unused chemist. So I'm going to take my chemist, and he can't do much. He can improve explosives, but that's going to cost some money, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll take my biologist. Won't do anything yet. My engineer can start a project. I'm going to have my engineer work on I might change his profession. Let's see. I'm going to have this guy be an electrical engineer. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he's an electrical engineer now. A naturalist without an occupation. He can't really do much. A shortage of newspapers. That's fine because I have a publishing industry being constructed. Alright, I'm going to hit play. And we are at war with South Dakota. Gifts among friends. An internal investigation has discovered that a government official received many gifts from Lemuel Judkins on behalf of the anti-Rhode Islandian League. So I can either have +5 legislative ability or 5% professional interests become more loyal. The anti-Rhode Island League has done nothing suspect. Yeah, they're allowed to give each other money. They're allowed to give each other money for sure. The railway crossing. While chasing another driver, a warning sound suddenly sounds. A railway barrier lowers itself in front of both cars. The car in the front speeds through. Wiliki Pekui must decide whether to stop or risk crossing before the opponent gains too much space. The only option is to risk it. 90% chance nothing happens, 10% chance of a fatal car accident. That must be this guy here. He's Williwi. He's Williwi. Or there's a steering wheel, so that would be him. This guy. Alright, let's see what happens. It looks like he made it. It would have told me if he crashed. A new anthropologist. No, he better stay at the university. Our anthropologist has evolved. He gains the trait experienced anthropologist. A little help for a friend. Pekui is currently in a good position, but sees his smoking car on the side of the road. I think that's a typo. It should say, but sees a smoking car on the side of the road. Maybe he should check to see if everything is okay. Yeah, sometimes I mess up reading, but if I read this and it's SEESSS, I'm okay. Yeah, that's a typo. Let's see. I should drive by and laugh at them. Haha, fools. Or I'll stop and help. It'll decrease my infamy. It'll give him 10 experience. Yeah. I'm going to stop and help that guy out. There's no reason to... if you're in a race and a guy crashes, you stop. It's, you don't keep going, and then you win, everyone's going to throw tomatoes at you. Okay, so we have 48 weeks left for the publishing industry. And our endurance race is ended. Let's see, did it say what place? I think he won. It says he became the most important personalities in the motorsport. In his racing team, Dunsberg becomes a highly respected brand. Good. And it looks like the war just broke out. Herbal remedies. Having had some time to examine their finds, our naturalist has discovered plants with potentially medicinal properties to our doctor's office. All right, I'm going to read this here. Ah, there you are. I was cataloging some of the samples we brought back from the latest botanical expedition, and I found a few that might be of interest to you. That's him. There you go. And then George Whitman. Oh, truly? How so? Amos Eaton. Some of them are related to plants with known medical properties, like fighting inflammation and fever. Some of them are completely alien to us. And I'm not going to read all that. So it looks like I have 30 academic progress. And today I turned off my alarms, so they're not going to go off and blare into the speaker. A new chemist. I already have a chemist. And the chemist that we have is now experienced. Good thing I kept him. Uh-oh, what's that? Something's broken here. Yeah, something's broken here. I'm not going to use these. Looks like these decrees come from this decree. And they shouldn't be showing up. Yeah, those are cheat codes. They're there, but I'm not gonna use them. They should only be there if I activate this one. Yeah, it looks like something's broken. Oh well, nothing too bad, which is good. All right, so the bank buys more money, $502. Let me go to my market and check how much I have. Currency in circulation, United States dollars. The seismometer. So he theorized a seismometer, but today, March 1st, 1737, this guy has invented the seismometer. So now he can record earthquakes. Yeah, it just says my engineer gained some experience. My naturalist can. I'm going to do the first option. Disease research. During his medical examinations, Dr. Eaton realized that he wanted to research in detail a disease which very little has been published in our country, but which has become widespread disease in certain regions. Alright, so he can examine all of these different things. I'm going to pick kidney stones. He's going to go examine kidney stones and see what's up with that. Maybe we'll get a cure. Okay, we have South Dakota. And I'm going to found the... So now here I'm in my sports tab. And I'm going to found the IOC for the Olympic Games. And we'll start the Olympic Games running. I create a size 1 headquarters of the Olympic Committee in Michigan. So if I click on my state and I come down here, and I click this, is the HQ of the Olympic Committee. Gives us influence, prestige, and plus 20 urbanization. So this guy here wants to take over the government of Michigan. I'm going to click the present regime must survive. Me as the player and you as the observer, all of us, we're not the nation, we're not any individual, we're not the pops, we're the idea that Michigan exists. So if a coup works and they take over, we'll let them, and that's just going to be the new Michigan. And then later there'll be another revolution, it'll change again. A lot of our changes are probably going to come through revolution, so that'll be fun. Right now we have the peasant movement. They're agitating. They're not protesting anymore. I think they were protesting earlier. Alright, so here's the International Olympic Committee. It's gonna cost me $5,000. Well, alright. Yeah, something's wrong. See you in nowhere. That's fine. As long as it still works. So he has, let's see, he has advanced healing potential. He's discovered several treatments with Styrosis nux vomica that it has advanced healing potentials. I don't know what that means. However, this requires a larger procurement quality, and through investigation to isolate the active ingredient, this would make a completely new medicine possible. Okay, so I added it to my journal. The process of inventing new pharmaceuticals typically follow this sequence. Based on the level of your medical technique, a physician proposes finding specific medical plants for medical use. In this case, at least up to 5. Oh, that's the name of a plant. Nux vomica, I guess. Anyway, our doctor is going to make some new medicine to get our mortality rates down a bit. So I used my seismograph to get 1 geological knowledge. It says that geological knowledge includes a nation's general understanding of the nature of the Earth. It is a very rare resource that can be acquired primarily in the course of geological milestones. Geological knowledge is not the same as the geological score, but it is the most important component of it and is considered practically valuable. Okay, cool. I have 1 geologic knowledge. Good. And I'm going to end the episode here. At the very end of the episode, I'm going to go and declare war, I think, on Wyoming. Nope. I'm going to go to Montana because they have a silver mine. So, declare war on Montana. start my diplomatic play. Alright, that's my episode. It's June 7th, 1737. We've just started our diplomatic play against Montana so we can take their silver farms. If you want to see what happens in the next episode, stick around and stay tuned. This is the Michigan Mayor, and I'll see you later.